Hey guys, this is E Fresh from Dougie's Garage. Looking at a Hayden oil filter adapter. Gets a bad rap on O'Reilly's website because these guys can't figure out how to get it to clock right. Again, it's an oil filter adapter that screws in where the oil filter screws in on the side of the block. Got some cheap Amazon. Hopefully they'll keep working. AN type fittings. That's AN10 to a remote. Part of that Hayden kit. And the thing with clocking the oil filter adapter down there is it has a double-ended male nipple, and if you want it to end up in a certain place on the clock, just adjust the nipple. It's infinitely programmable. And of course, it's only an O-ring you're crushing, but you can give it an extra quarter turn, but that's it. There's one guy in there that used a crowbar to get it in his favorite location. But it's adjustable, and it took me a couple times to get these AN10 fittings up, and so now it's pretty nice. It's going to be an F8 green. This is my Ramcharger project. There's a Magnum 360. That's blocked off. Zero blow-by, but who knows? I may end up running a blow-by system, PVC, a PCV, I mean. And it's a all-aluminum Champion radiator. This has some KB 107 pistons. It's a stock bore Magnum out of a 2000, no, it's a 97 Dodge 1500. And what took me hardly any time at all, because the stock crosshatches were still there at 130,000 miles. The big 140 amp alternator. You have the infrastructure to support that if you have this large white connector. That means that your system can handle this big capacity. Otherwise, you'll fry your amp meter inside and all the wiring there. So, stock roller lifters in this Magnum engine with 130,000 97 model, like I said. It's just got a RPM aluminum Edelbrock intake. And don't over torque that bolt, because you'll crack the water jacket. That's what happened to the one that came with the truck. So with a carburetor, just 650 vacuum secondary. Stainless eBay headers. Yes, they move around during the first 10 minutes of use. Move around about 3/4 of an inch out down there on the 3-inch collector. So old MSD 6200 and MSD distributor and some MSD wires. So I figured those would be the last set I probably buy. I run in a mechanical fuel pump with an old LA timing cover. And from Mancini, that pump, rebuildable. So the steering shaft has been replaced. I just had the tires up in the air, and I can't find any play at all. Just a little in the steering, but as far as the ball joints go, especially on the passenger side, zero play. Makes me wonder if it hasn't been touched and gotten into. Well, I'll keep doing the walk around. It's got the luggage rack on top. Looks like somebody replaced the gaskets but used the original locking strip. I have a new locking strip. The only place there's a rust on this vehicle is right under here, so I'll end up chipping that out. And let me show you a little bit up close. Oops, too up close. There we go. Yeah, I ended up chipping it a little bit out. But really, where the water leaks are right down here at the bottom of the windshield. That's where you got to watch out for. That's where it'll end up is right there on your floorboard by your door jamb. And I think these gaskets in the runs have been replaced. But I think it's been sitting forever though. And there's remnants in here when I worked on the doors of old rock hard rubber of this, whatever you call this, indoor window seal. And but I don't know. That looks like I don't know if that's a mold defect or what. That's a mold defect. That's why it's flashing. So I think all this rubber is new. I just had these door panels off. The previous owner, I don't know who you are, but he repainted these, and he did change the fenders and the doors, but originally it was this color. And he did just reseal the windows, so I have all the trim. And so that's going to turn out good. Come with the original turbines, and those will get restored. Like I said, it's going F8 green, and oh, the interior. You gotta brag about this. Got the flat screen in there. It's a Toto S8. Relocated the four-wheel drive indicator and the HVAC control. Got a little voltmeter with 30 amp World War II toggle switch and a 30 amp breaker. So that ought to help a lot. But in any event, he's pretty straight. There's not hardly any rust at all. The only place where I saw loss of corrosion was, I don't know why he replaced the doors, but there was, I mean, we're talking hardly any evidence. It was down in the Corsa port. I think it's on the inside where there was any idea of corrosion at all, any kind of rust at all. So, and so I got the doors working. By the way, when you lift up on the handle with your finger pushed in, I'll show you. You know, there's a problem with the adjustment if when you push in and nothing happens, and what you do is you lift up on the door handle, which makes the rod dip down inside. This is on Ramcharger Central. If you push in there, nothing happens, and you pick up on the handle and it opens, it pops open, you make an adjustment right here. That's your adjustment hole. There's a little keeper that's with a rod inside, and there's some way of preloading it, making your adjustment, but that's the hole. That's where the adjustment is for that crazy door latch. I had to replace all the, well, not replace, rebuild. This chrome polishes out with some of the brown polish from Harbor Freight and just a regular old cotton 1-inch buffing wheel. This is obviously Chevy. I had to put it in there myself because this was the 84 where you made the unlock and lock by moving this up and down. Since these doors are not this year, then it didn't have the switch, which is right about in here inside the door. So I had to put a manual lock and lock. So I retouched all the gauges with the steering wheels next, with some fluorescent orange paint. So that and the steering column needs paint. So right now in here, the steering is what has to get done. The floors are dirty, but that's because I'm just done doing this thing. I hadn't even vacuumed the floors yet, but I'm getting ready to put some sounds in there. But needs a headliner, but everything's really clean in here. Of course, carpet's new, and I'll have to. The seats are of duct tape design. I'll just say that. So, all right, I just put some antifreeze. It's been freezing cold weather here in South Central Texas. So what I need to do is drain the water out, put some antifreeze in, which I just did. 3 pumps. About 10.5 to 1 compression with the KB107 pistons and the EQ head. So there you go. A little voltmeter. Actually a Toto S8, $230 with an optical processor new. ready to go to the exhaust shop.